Welcome to Phase 4 of the exercise program to prepare for sport after an arm amputation. Remember to pause the video here so you can check and make sure that you've done enough work at the previous phases in order to begin Phase 4. Don't forget to use a light warm-up before you start these challenging exercises. The first exercise of Phase 4 will be the single leg Romanian deadlift or single leg RDL. When first learning this exercise, you should use the back of a chair or a golf club like I have here to help with balance. Start on one leg and drive the heel of the opposite leg backwards, tipping your body forwards. Your knee will not bend very much during this exercise. Focus on keeping your body as straight as you can, not allowing your hips to turn like you see here. You should feel the muscles in the back of your stance leg working. From the side, you can see that the body is kept in a straight line as you hinge forward, and you should only hinge forward as far as you can without rounding at your back. You can choose to use the support on either side, whichever is more convenient for you. Just make sure that having the support on one side or the other does not turn your body in that direction. And you should start slow, focusing on the balance of the exercise first. To reinforce, you should not allow your knee to bend a lot during this exercise, making it more of a single leg squat, and you should also not allow yourself to round at the back. Instead, only go as far as you can, staying straight. As you improve your single leg balance and strength in this exercise, you can add weight. Once you add the weight, this exercise should change to performing 3 to 5 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions, as the goal of this exercise will then be to build strength. You should still be focusing on being able to control the movement throughout the entire exercise and not allowing your body to rotate in either direction, also not allowing your back to round. The weight should be held in the hand opposite of the leg you're standing on. If you're unable to grip the weight on either side, you can try this setup with a resistance band. Anchor the band low on a weight or something that will not be lifted off the ground by the strength of the band. You can loop the band over the shoulder of the side that you want to load. As you perform the exercise, it should be done in the exact same way, and you'll feel the band pulling you down and having to resist its pull. Stand up against the resistance of the band, controlling the movement just like you would do with the weight. As the band pulls down, don't allow it to rotate your body, like you see here. The next exercise is the overhead carry, which can be performed with a light weight or an ankle weight. You should begin with a light weight in one hand. Only use a weight that you can control above your head safely. You should be able to keep your arms straight without arching your back excessively. Hold the weight overhead and walk at a controlled pace about 20 feet. You can bring the weight down to rest and switch arms. As you walk, don't allow your body to sway side to side or be pulled to the side of the weight. If you cannot hold a weight straight overhead, you can try this position with your elbow straight in front of your shoulder. You can also wrap an ankle weight around your residual limb using either position. When holding the weight in front of the body, it's important to make sure that you're not allowing the weight to shift outward or for the weight to pull your arm in either direction, and to keep the upper arm at shoulder height. Next, we'll work on a couple of slam exercises to work on power production. You'll need either a light medicine ball or a deflated basketball or volleyball like you'll see here. Set up facing sideways at a brick wall or masonry wall. You'll start in an athletic stance. Shift your weight to the back leg and use this momentum to drive through that leg, turning at the hips and throwing the ball with both arms at the wall. After an arm amputation, it'll be important to utilize both arms equally, and you can do this by holding the ball between the elbows. The same principles will apply as you shift your weight back and use this momentum to powerfully throw the ball against the wall. You can utilize the split stance position if it more closely resembles your sport, and you will still drive through the back leg to create power and throw the ball against the wall. If that position is too easy, try the elevated lunge position with the knee just hovering above the ground. The final exercise of Phase 4 is another variation of a ball slam. You can use the same lightweight medicine ball, no more than 6 pounds, or a deflated volleyball or basketball. Start in an athletic stance and raise the ball overhead, As you bring the ball down to slam into the ground, you should hinge at the hips. Make sure you're using both arms equally to throw the ball into the ground. The following adaptation will work if you have a below the elbow amputation or you have a long residual limb. Hold the medicine ball or whatever ball you're using between the elbows or at the end of the length of the residual limb. Bring the ball up as high as you can overhead before slamming into the ground using that hip hinge pattern. Make sure you're using equal force with each arm. From the side, you can see that before you throw, as you bring the ball up, you should stand tall. And as the ball comes down, throwing into the ground, you hinge at the hips with your butt going backwards. After you improve with this exercise, you can add this type of throw where you rotate to either side. You may alternate between one side, the middle, and then the other side.